Ever felt like you're juggling the weight of the world on your shoulders, facing life's challenges, from personal conflicts to feeling overlooked and undervalued? This is the world Marcus Aurelius navigated daily. Imagine grappling with leadership responsibilities, yet constantly confronting betrayal, illness, and the sting of rejection. In this video, we'll explore how Marcus Aurelius found solace and strength in Stoicism, transforming his struggles into triumphs. Have you ever felt ignored or overlooked by someone important to you? It's a tough spot, making you feel like you're walking on eggshells, but just because someone isn't responding, it doesn't mean you're defeated. How can you turn this situation around? By the end of this video, I'll share insights on how to use these challenging moments to your advantage, employing strategies like reverse psychology to shift the dynamics in your favor. Stick around to discover how to transform indifference into an opportunity for personal growth and positive change. Number 1. Embrace emotional equilibrium. Facing indifference from someone, whether it be a man or a woman, can stir a whirlwind of emotions. Yet the key to navigating this situation lies in maintaining your calm. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy rooted in rationality, urges us to embrace composure and emotional fortitude in such scenarios. When you're being ignored, instead of succumbing to an emotional response, Stoicism encourages introspection and rationality. Cultivating tranquility and understanding becomes paramount. It's about enhancing self-awareness and responding with grace and respect. Suppose someone overlooks you. Stoic wisdom would suggest maintaining a friendly and courteous demeanor without banking on a particular outcome. You might gently check if something's amiss or if they'd like to talk, but ensure it's free of pressure or request for personal validation. Should the ignoring persist, remain composed and choose to act with integrity, steering clear of annoyance or displaying vulnerability. Focus inward, on your actions, showcasing inner strength and self-assuredness. Recognize that your self-worth and principles shouldn't waver based on others' actions. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our sphere of control, our actions and mindset, and to gracefully accept what's beyond our reach, like the behavior of others. This approach aligns with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, bravery, and moderation in our interactions. Number 2. Practice considered silence. Adopting a silent approach in response to being ignored, especially by a woman, can be another effective strategy. However, the Stoic perspective reframes the concept of the silent treatment. Rather than using silence as a means to elicit a reaction or make a statement, Stoicism suggests embracing silence as a tool for personal reflection and emotional mastery. When opting for silence, Stoicism advises to use this period as an opportunity for introspection. It's a time to delve into your own thoughts and emotions, seeking to understand them with clarity and serenity. This philosophy underscores the importance of aligning your responses, or lack thereof, with your core values and integrity, instead of as a tactic to sway the other person's actions. This Stoic approach fosters inner calm and self-discipline, in harmony with Stoic virtues, and steers clear of actions that might be perceived as manipulative or retaliatory. Thus, if you decide to remain silent, let it be an exercise in self-examination and personal development, not a strategy to impact the other individual. This embodies the principles of Stoic wisdom and moderation, concentrating on personal conduct and self-improvement. Number 3. Practice mutual disengagement. When you're met with silence or indifference, consider responding in kind, not as a game of one-upmanship, but as a pathway to self-growth and empowerment. It may seem counterintuitive, but reciprocating their non-engagement can be an effective and enlightening approach. This scenario isn't just an obstacle to endure, it's a golden opportunity to exhibit patience, wisdom, and maturity. Instead of mirroring their apathy, embark on a journey of self-improvement and emotional fortitude. Reflect on your personal values, concentrate on your actions, and cultivate emotional self-sufficiency. This strategy transcends the superficial battle for attention. It's about honing the art of inner tranquility and self-mastery. Remember, in the grand narrative of your life, you hold the pen. Author your story with grace, resilience, and insight. Transform this experience into a pivotal moment for evolving into a more grounded, stoically inspired version of yourself. Number 4. Cultivate self-reliance over seeking attention. In situations where you're being ignored, resist the urge to plead for attention. Stoicism teaches us to seek contentment and emotional autonomy instead of trying to make the other person feel a sense of loss. This approach is not about manipulating others' perceptions, but about affirming your self-worth and stability. Stoicism encourages finding joy and fulfillment in your own pursuits and interests, staying faithful to your values, and engaging with others genuinely without relying on external affirmation. This means avoiding behaviors that seem desperate or attention-seeking. Instead, focus on building your self-assurance and deriving pleasure from your personal accomplishments. By doing so, you're not trying to influence how others see you, but are instead demonstrating a confident, self-sufficient demeanor. This aligns with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, self-control, and concentrating on what is within your control, your attitudes and actions. It's about being grounded in your self-esteem and not swayed by the fluctuating attention or approval of others. Number 5, embody your worth with grace. In the face of being overlooked or ignored, how you react can make a profound difference. An effective response lies in subtly demonstrating your worth, not just through wit or charm, but through your virtues and ethical conduct, as guided by Stoic philosophy. When ignored, view it as an opportunity to reaffirm your value through actions and character rather than external validation. Stoicism teaches us to showcase our worth through wisdom, kindness, and integrity, rather than solely through intellect or humor. For example, if you're overlooked in a conversation, engage in a manner that reflects humility, respect, and active listening. This isn't about eliciting a specific reaction or seeking approval. It's about being authentically you and aligning your strengths with Stoic ideals of self-betterment and respect for others. By maintaining equilibrium and respect, regardless of external acknowledgement, you embody the Stoic virtues of focusing on personal character and actions. This approach not only brings inner satisfaction, but also creates a more profound and lasting impact on those around you, demonstrating wisdom and self-restraint. Number 6, enhance social presence with purpose. In the context of Stoicism, enhancing your social standing isn't about gaining external validation, but about personal growth and positively impacting your community. When you're faced with being ignored, Stoicism encourages you to focus on self-improvement and active participation in your community for the sake of these goals themselves. Engage in activities like exercising, pursuing hobbies, learning new skills, advancing in your career, volunteering, and networking. These are seen not just as means to boost your social image, but as avenues to develop your character and contribute meaningfully to society. When sharing your experiences and interests, do so genuinely, aiming to forge connections with people and groups that resonate with your passions and values. This approach is in line with Stoic principles of personal development, contributing to the greater good, and establishing relationships rooted in mutual respect and shared passions. Hence, when enhancing your social status, let the driving force be your desire for self-betterment and making a constructive impact, rather than merely a tactic to increase your appeal to others. Number 7, kindness with emotional boundaries. In instances where you're ignored, the ideal response is to maintain a stance of kindness while ensuring emotional detachment, a practice deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. This approach involves not taking the situation personally and preserving your emotional equilibrium. The Stoic response recommends acknowledging the person courteously and warmly, like offering a simple greeting or wishing them well, but without any expectation of reciprocity. It's about showing emotional independence not out of apathy, but as an expression of inner calm and self-reliance. This method aligns with the Stoic focus on controlling what's within your power, your reactions and emotions, while accepting what you cannot control, such as others' actions. It promotes a balanced way of interacting, where kindness is coupled with a healthy emotional distance. This embodies Stoic virtues of wisdom, self-control, and respect for both oneself and others, ensuring that your peace of mind isn't compromised by external behaviors. Number 8, cultivate self-focused mindfulness. In situations where you find yourself being ignored by a woman, a practical step is to consciously detach your thoughts from her and refocus on your personal well-being. This involves a deliberate shift in mental engagement away from her and towards your own interests and growth. Start by redirecting your mental energy. Create a list of personal goals and diligently pursue them. Engage in new hobbies or initiate projects that spark your interest. Plan enjoyable activities with friends and family, valuing the time and experiences shared with them. Allocate time for introspection and self-development. This not only fosters a positive mindset, but also effectively shifts your attention away from the woman who is ignoring you. Over time, you will find that her indifference becomes increasingly insignificant in the context of your fulfilling and self-directed life. Number 9. Don't show that you're struggling. In the face of being ignored, it's crucial not to exhibit any signs of distress. The key is to remain composed and continue with your life as usual. The Stoic approach to such situations calls for maintaining your poise and self-assurance. The wise course of action is to carry on with your daily activities calmly and confidently, demonstrating that someone else's behavior doesn't undermine your self-esteem. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our inner stability and self-confidence, advocating for courteous and respectful interactions at all times, devoid of aggression or confrontational attitudes. This stance is deeply embedded in Stoic principles of emotional resilience, wisdom, and integrity. It encourages a response that showcases your inner strength and steadiness, rather than a visible reaction to external provocations. It's a testament to the fact that your sense of confidence and security is rooted in your own character and not contingent on the actions or validation of others. Number 10. Practice indifference with discretion. In situations where you're ignored, adopting a stance of tactful indifference can be an effective strategy. This means deliberately refraining from initiating conversations or making eye contact, instead choosing to engage with other people in your surroundings. For example, at a social event, focus your attention on starting conversations with different individuals, rather than the one who is ignoring you. When interaction with the person who ignores you is unavoidable, aim to keep the conversation professional and neutral. Avoid delving into personal subjects that might lead to disputes or heightened tensions. If the ignoring continues, respond with quiet dignity by simply excusing yourself from the situation. It's crucial to recognize that sometimes, moving forward is more beneficial than attempting to resolve a situation over which you have little sway. This approach isn't about disregard. It's about wisely selecting where to direct your emotional energy. It echoes the Stoic philosophy of focusing on aspects of life we can influence positively, accepting what we cannot change, and maintaining our composure and peace of mind. Number 11. Display your true potential. In response to being ignored, especially by a woman who may have formed a certain impression of you, consider proving her assumptions incorrect. This approach involves demonstrating your qualities and capabilities that she may not be aware of. For instance, if she underestimates your understanding of a topic, find an opportunity to share your knowledge or insights in a casual, non-confrontational way. You might surprise her with a well-timed story or a clever joke that reflects your intellect and wit. If she perceives you as uninteresting, take this as a challenge to show the depth and variety of your personality. Engage in activities and discussions that reveal your diverse interests and qualities. However, if her attitude remains unchanged, it's important not to internalize it. Instead, shift your focus to personal development and self-improvement. This approach is not about seeking validation or changing her mind at all costs. It's about confidently and authentically expressing who you are. It's a reflection of self-respect and an affirmation of your self-worth, regardless of others' perceptions or responses. Remember, your value does not diminish based on someone's inability to see it. Number 12. Implement strategic distance. In circumstances where a woman consistently ignores you, a decisive course of action is to disengage and cease contact. This involves intentionally stopping all forms of communication, such as text messages, phone calls, and direct interactions. If you're part of the same social circles, it means consciously avoiding conversations and refraining from eye contact. For example, if your messages remain unanswered, it's a signal to stop sending them. Similarly, if your calls go unresponded, it would be wise to halt further attempts to reach out. In social settings where you both are present, Maintain a respectful distance without engaging in direct communication. This approach is about creating a healthy boundary for yourself. It's not about acting out of spite or frustration, but rather about recognizing when your efforts are not being reciprocated and responding in a way that preserves your dignity and well-being. It's a step towards prioritizing your mental and emotional health, acknowledging that continuous efforts in the face of indifference might be counterproductive. Remember, sometimes the most empowering decision is to choose where to invest your emotional energy and when to step back. Number 13. Seek out enjoyment and social connections. In situations where you're being ignored, a positive step forward is to immerse yourself in activities you find enjoyable and fulfilling. Redirecting your attention towards personal happiness and well-being can be a refreshing change. Start with activities that you enjoy, such as watching movies, playing sports, or taking a leisurely walk in the park. These activities can help shift your mood and offer a new perspective. Include your friends in these plans. Their company can uplift your spirits and remind you of the supportive relationships in your life. Spending time with friends creates a fun and supportive environment, which can help you refocus and find joy. If you still feel a bit down, consider exploring new experiences, like visiting a new restaurant or attending an interesting event. Breaking your routine and meeting new people can be a revitalizing experience, offering a fresh outlook and new social interactions. Stepping out into new environments and forming new connections can be a positive way to put the situation of being ignored into a broader context. Prioritizing your happiness and actively seeking social engagement is an important part of maintaining a balanced and enjoyable life. As we navigate the complexities of discerning intentions and forming genuine connections, one truth becomes clear: you are entitled to relationships that are reciprocal and respectful. I warmly invite you to join our community, where we'll continue our exploration of Stoicism and its profound teachings. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share your reflections in the comments below. I'm eager to hear how you plan to integrate these Stoic principles into your life. If you're unsure what to say, simply comment "I will change" as a sign that you've watched this video to the end. Your engagement and support are vital in this ongoing journey of discovery and learning. Always remember, the foundation of healthier and more fulfilling relationships lies in mutual recognition, proactive steps, and most importantly, in honoring both your own worth and that of others.